My name is Tommi Lappalainen. I've been working with Rovio for more than 10 years now, and I work as a senior sustainability manager. Yeah, we have been doing our greenhouse gas inventory calculations since 2018, and we've been doing that in this kind of a continual improvement method. So we've been increasing our kind of scope and granularity within the data. What it clearly shows us is that 95% of our emissions are in scope 3, which means in our value chain, not in our direct operations. So it gives you a quite direct message that we need to manage our value chain if we want to reduce our emissions. Yeah, with the scope 3, the main challenge is also like where to draw the boundaries. What do you include in your calculations and what do you exclude? I think that this is quite a challenge for many companies, like from the beginning. And then of course the kind of data collection is quite hard. My life would be a bit easier if the kind of big suppliers of ours, like let's say ad networks, would have like very precise data on like how we are using their services, or even like direct emission calculations provided to us. Yeah, if we think about the kind of Paris Agreement and the 1.5 Celsius limit, you couldn't really say that we are on track within the games industry, because there's so many industry players that haven't even declared on like what are they doing. They haven't even calculated their kind of emission inventory. It can be quite common that when people think about digital products, it's not super tangible, the emissions and the kind of impacts. So then therefore it can be ignored. Realizing that it may be a business critical thing soon, when the kind of climate disaster moves forward, that companies realize there are certain risks, there are certain kind of scenarios where it comes business critical to also be managing these things. We've actually quite recently worked with this kind of exercise on doing this kind of a climate risk assessment on physical and non-physical risks, what we could face as a company. Being brutally honest on that, the kind of physical risks don't play a great value on this kind of a financial perspective. But then again, of course, our value chain is vulnerable in that sense. So we have to keep eye on that. When talking about those risks, we have to think about the full value chain and all our stakeholders, including players. If the energy prices would increase, that would have an impact in the gaming industry that could affect players' behavior, like how long do they play, how they charge their devices, how they power up their devices, and what kind of devices they even choose. Making those assessments, there are not too many kind of good benchmarks within the games industry. Therefore, there would be a kind of a need for better resources or better benchmarks and better data to do the assessments.